And the same thing. Now, if you're playing, you have a chance to go to Arsenal and Spurs, Emery or Jose, who are you going to pick? Jason Alexander.
Emery or Jose?
No. If you have a chance to play for either team at the moment, who are you picking?
And you can either play alongside Kane and Son, or Aubameyang and Poupé. Who are you picking?
Arsenal, come on.
So see, I got you now. Checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate.
Why?
A player is not going to pick Arsenal now.
You asked me.
All right.
It's me.
So you.
I don't know about anyone else. I'm talking about me.
So you
yes,
pick
I'll choose Arsenal. Yes.
Over Spurs.
Yes. So,
you know why? Because he's had some stick for some Arsenal fans for not riding for his club.
No.
So
I have no stick for.
And we are back again. Oh, your boy, that's how he does it, innit? Back again. Troops. Listen, thank you for tuning in. This is Everyone's a Pundit, and we're up to episode 17.
N17 representing Tottenham.
Come on.
Easy. He's from Tottenham.
Episode N17 and the Guna shouted out, come on.
For the ends, bro.
For the ends.
You got that on camera, yeah? Let's go.
Oh, man.
This is us. For anybody who's new to the podcast, this is us, man. Fans giving our fans' opinion, having some banter, having some jokes, getting serious, and also chatting some rubbish every now and again, just to shoot the breeze. You know what I mean? But if you're listening on the audio, people, I'm Sems, and to my right we have
Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the P, that represents T.
And to my left, you don't know already.
Boom, bam, bing. Mr. Jason Alex, come on.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. So we've had a little bit of a break. I was on holiday.
Where was you at?
I was in Mexico still. I was in there in the nice heat. Come back and it's blitz.
Yeah.
So yeah, had a little bit of a break, and then there was the international. But we're back on your screens. But if you are new, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you're a regular, also, man, hit that like button. You know, it helps us keep pushing on and keep improving and keep moving it forward. But yeah, man, we've got the socials up on the screen above there. And we're universal now on all platforms. So we're now Views TV Official. You can catch us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're searching on the YouTube as well, you can use the Views TV Official. So we're just universal on all of the platforms now. But before we get into it, just want to let you lot know what we're going to be focusing on today. So the order of the show is going to be... We're obviously going to have to get into Spurs today, man. There's been big things this week. That's why man's got his scarf.
Look at that, boy.
It's a bit chilly outside, you get me?
I thought you just come from the game, bro.
Yeah, boy. We're going to get into Spurs, man, and discussing Jose, discussing Poch, discussing top four hopes and all of that. And then we're also going to discuss today, we're going to discuss some Sheffield United talk, man. We're going to get into that because I think it's important that we throw a bit of light on Sheffield United, man. They're doing really well. So we're going to get into that. And then we're introducing a new segment to the show, which is called Who Would You Sign? So stay tuned for that, because that's going to come towards the end of the show, and we're going to give you our thoughts on something then.
Before we start, though, Jay said he wanted to touch on something.
He did, yeah. He wanted to... No, what did he say? Yeah. He said... Before we start, I want to clear something up.
No, I want
to address. That's it. I want to address something. I want to address something. So yeah.
You, bro. It's you, man. You see you. See that post you did the other day, the throwback. I see what you did there, bro. I see what you did there. You threw it out there, knowing what was going to happen after that, didn't you? With me and you, Pat, we took the bait.
Yeah. We was going at it.
Bro, you know what it is? It's when Penny did that tweet. I thought, you know something? That's what he did.
What? I didn't do nothing.
Dangled the carrot out, and me and you just.
You what you did through that post, bro.
I did not know.
This guy is an instigator. I'm telling you.
Put the post up. Did you not say those words, Jason?
No.
Did you not say that Spurs were? He said Spurs are fraud to the top six.
I know what I said.
He said you are fraud to the top six.
I know what I said.
If you haven't seen the video, you can check our Instagram page. It's on there.
What episode was it?
Episode 3.
It was episode 3,
cool,
and so you can also go on YouTube and check it as well.
But you knew when you threw that out there.
You are fraud to the top six.
No, don't try it.
And then check the comments from the post. This week?
Me and Pat just read off.
Yeah. I had to. I'm not having no one call us frauds. There's no way.
Just put it out there and say nothing else. It's left this. It's just me and Pat going on and off on Twitter.
It was going off.
He knew what he did. It worked. I give him that.
Look, boy, I don't know what you're talking about, Jason. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, so that we can easily segue in, boy, to Spurs, because, you know, once upon a time, episode 3 of Everyone's a Pundit, Jason was very, very animated saying that Spurs are a fraud to the top 6. He's lucky as well, because the day after I was going to post the next video from the same episode where he was talking about, what power shift, bruv? What power shift? There ain't been no power shift. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now, Spurs, talk to us, Pat. What has happened this week?
Tuesday was a madness. I was literally getting ready to watch Wales versus Hungary. I was excited to see Gareth Bale. You know, Aaron Ramsey, will they or won't they? They had to win the game to obviously qualify for the Euros. They did. Then all of a sudden, my phone just starts going nuts. Ping, 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 ping. I was like, what's going on? I take a look at it. Poch had been sacked. Like, just like that, come out of nowhere. So I'm thinking, wow, I was in shock. I'm not going to lie, I was shell-shocked. And then if you haven't seen, jump on the Instagram, jump into Tuesday's post, because you'll see me. I give a 10-minute breakdown on IGTV.
Or how you were feeling.
My feelings literally raw straight after it happened. I was all over the place, because, like, as much as I was calling for Poch to go, because the results haven't been there, the performances haven't been there recently. We hadn't won away in the Premier League for 11 months. 11 months. If you how deep that is mental. And the last time we won away was to Fulham, who are now playing in the Championship. So something had to give, man. Something had to give.
And then fast forward to the very next day.
6:30 a.m. I woke up. 6:38 a.m. It was announced that Mourinho had been signed. And I was like, this is mental. I didn't know how I felt at first. I was a bit uneasy, to be honest.
And now you got your...
Now I'm singing...
Now man's got the scar.
Jose Mourinho.
Your Instagram post the other day. Your Instagram post Mourinho's press conference.
Yeah.
I was captured.
That's it.
Okay, now I'm gassed. I was in stitches, bro. I was crying.
I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm ready. But now, honestly, like I said, on my IG post, I said, if we're a big team and we really want to show that intent, we need to sign a proven manager. I had no idea Mourinho was coming in. So the next day, when we announced Mourinho, I was a bit like... But then I started to think about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm all for this.
I bet you.
Proven winner. We need trophies. This guy, CV, is impeccable. I know that it does come with a bit of baggage, and sometimes the aftermath isn't great. But at the moment where we are, we need that guy that the players can come in. Listen, when Jose talks, they have to listen, because the guy has proven no matter where he's at, he has won trophies. He's won leagues, he's won trophies, he's won Champions Leagues. The Kanes, the Danny Roses, the Sons, all these guys that have been a bit disillusioned with where Tottenham are and the fact that we haven't pushed on. Mourinho, when he talks, they know that this guy knows what he's talking about. The Dele Allis, you know what I mean? So I think that where we are right now, we needed a proven winner. And that's what I was saying from day dot. Whether it's Allegri, Ten Hag, obviously Jose. I didn't mention Jose, to be honest. I didn't want him. I'll be 100%. I didn't want Jose.
Why?
But because I just didn't like... Obviously, he's managed Chelsea, first and foremost. And now I didn't like the aftermath of what he brings. Right. But hopefully, like I've been posting on my socials, I'm now calling him the humble one. So hopefully he's learned his lessons.
He's a master. Look, man's going to talk about press conferences.
Yeah, like in his press conferences, he's saying he's had time out, he's learned a lot, he's had reflection, you know, he's got a new backroom staff, he's studied where he's gone wrong in the past, how he's approached things, how he would approach things differently. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he does take this approach. And then, we'll see a bit more of a humble...
Jose is a master manipulator. He manipulates fans, he manipulates the media, he manipulates everyone. He is so smart, he's so calculated, talking about I've studied where I've gone wrong and all of that.
The humble one. That's his name now.
Look, he's got Pat doing a full 180, boy.
So like,
because one thing I wanted to ask you, Pat, was this, One thing I wanted to ask you was this. So I get the fact that, and I said it in the group. Me personally, I did when I first heard it.
Yeah.
You know, we was going at it in the group. Getting a bit animated with me and Liam and that, because I was like, that is not the right appointment. And the reason why I was saying that was because I was looking at it from everything that you lot are meant to be about. You know, the style of football that you lot are meant to be about. The fact that you lot are trying to like have a youngish team and bred that
we've grown up. We built ourselves up from the ground. We haven't been about buying
exactly.
I hear that.
And then I'm thinking, and I use the word like have Spurs sold their soul to the devil sort of analogy to win trophies. Like, how do you see? Is it got to the point now where and the style of football as well? Has it got to the point where you're just like, you know what? We need trophies. I don't care what we do by any means necessary.
Yeah, there's always got to be that crossover appeal. Because even if you look at, I'll take sports and entertainment. When somebody becomes successful, if it's a Jay-Z, a Nas, a Giggs, a Dave, there's always got to be that point where they cross over. And people, you sold out. But to get to that next level, you have to take that step. And where now we've been treading water and we've been finishing second, third, fourth, fifth, getting to semi-finals and finals, and we're just not cutting it. So we had to do, and like I said, we needed a proven manager. So essentially, you have got to sell out a bit. So to get to that next step, there was a time when Man City had to sell out to get where they are. Chelsea did the same. I think it's time for Spurs to do the same. If we want to take that next step, it's got to happen, because the model of where we are now, we've maximised it and it's still not worked. So I would agree, we have. But there is a reason behind it, and hopefully it does bring that next success. Because we've been so close so many times, and it hasn't worked. We've done the up-and-coming managers, we've done the young and hungry, the unprovens, the almost proven, like the AVBs and this and that. It's not worked.
So if he had have gone to Arsenal, because there was talks of that before, what would your honest response have been?
I would have laughed at Arsenal fans, because obviously the fact that he disrespected Jose Mourinho so many times.
You mean Wenger?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he is Jose, and he disrespected Wenger so many times. But then also, when you take a step back, you look at him and be like, you know what, Arsenal showed intent. Because you can't, like I said, Jose is one of the most successful managers in the modern era. You can't really go wrong with a Jose if he's on form. And that's the key thing, if he's on form.
The one thing I was talking about is when he was at United, a lot of Spurs fans, a lot of Arsenal fans, a lot of fans were laughing at him and were knocking him as a manager.
Part of the Bus FC, part of the Bus.
Knocking him regarding his football, the way he is as a person, him throwing players under the bus. I do find it still extraordinary how when it then becomes your team and you want to win trophies, all of what you said previously goes out of the window. And it does kind of show the fickleness of football fans.
Yeah, it's very fickle, but I also had to correct somebody in the group. I will protect the innocent or the guilty, whatever you want to say. But because I've always been a big Jose fan myself. I've always loved Jose. I like Jose Mourinho, but I do understand that he has played very negative football recently. I'm hoping, because Jose has come out and said, the Spurs team, he has loved many of our players. He's tried to buy a lot of our players. We have attacking footballers in our team. Hopefully he doesn't stifle that. Only time will tell. It is a different team to Man United's team. So we shall see, because there is a connotation that Jose plays negative football, but at Chelsea he didn't play negative football in the first stint. He didn't the second stint, the first season. He's played attacking football at Real Madrid. So there is times where he has played attacking football. It depends on the personnel he's got at his, disposal. So
one thing I would say about Jose is people do forget that at United he was there for, near enough 3 seasons. So he had enough time to build a team to play attacking football. He bought players and didn't play them. So if you then say that they weren't good enough, the United team weren't good enough, as I had to point out, they were Jose signings. So for me personally, I think Jose's past it, but I agree that he's inheriting a better team than what he inherited at United. You know, at the end of the day, Spurs are one of the best teams in the Premier League. It's just not worked out for you at the moment. So Jose coming in now, I do feel that he could come and win a trophy with this team. And I realised in the beginning when I thought that it was a bad appointment is I was looking at it through Man United eyes, because as a Man United fan, Jose is seen as a failure at Man United. And he won the Europa League,
which is mad.
And the EFL.
He won 3 trophies there.
Two and a charity shield.
Yeah, it's still.
But because you got certain people trying to hype on about he won the treble. He didn't win no treble. He won 2 trophies and a charity shield. Yeah, but the point I'm making is Man United's expectation when Jose come in was to win the Premier League. It weren't to win.
We're built differently.
Yeah, and you lot, he's coming in. If he in his time wins an EFL Cup,
or a trophy,
he's a success.
Of course. If he gets our team playing again, first and foremost, I mean, we've already won on the road. We hadn't won away from home in 11 months. That is absolutely mental when you look at our players.
I think it was 10, but it was a long time.
Basically almost 11 months now, yeah? So we come in, obviously Dele Alli's now playing again. Kane's bullying people again.
So Kane was bullying, man.
Exactly, that's it. And we just looked like we were going forward, and there was just simple things. One fullback was pushing forward, one was waiting, one was going... discipline, you know. You had Winks and Dyer, one was pushing forward, one wasn't. Just looked like that structure was back. So just little things like that, they make all the difference when it comes to obviously going on a run and progressing.
So Jason, what's your take on Jose to Spurs? Because obviously you was kind of hoping that you was going to get him at Arsenal, right? Because you obviously want Emery out. I know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, with the Jose thing, I wouldn't have mind him coming to Arsenal, but not on a long-term thing. I wanted it to be a short-term thing. Yeah. Because of the stuff, the drama he brings. And I don't want that for my club.
But why get him in short-term, though?
Just to steady the ship. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, my ideal target is Brendan Rodgers, but we're not getting him in it.
Yeah.
This was all before Poch was sacked, by the way. Yeah. So, and Brendan Rodgers is still my number 1 target.
He won't go to Arsenal, but
anyway, whatever. But yeah, as for Spurs getting Jose, I mean, I can see why a lot of Spurs fans are happy because of the success he's had. You know, and for me, I feel that it's a good appointment for them because they are in need of a trophy. It's been a long time, almost 11 years since they lost one.
It's not almost, it is 11 years
11 years, I can see why they are happy because obviously that's what he's about, trophies and stuff.
I think Spurs have, I think I heard a stat that Spurs have won 17 trophies in their history and Jose 20. They had it on Sky Sports.
So like his CV is impeccable. And the guy is a winner, and that's what we've lacked. Sorry, I know I'm going to let you go back. We've lacked a winning mentality, and we've lacked, in my opinion, when Poch is talking, I don't think the players believe he believes himself. When Jose talks, they know this guy knows what he's talking about. So that's what we've lacked. So go carry on.
So I say, like, for Spurs fans, it's a good appointment. I would ease back just a little bit. Don't get too ahead of yourselves because, you know, he went to Man United. He only won the Europa. You're not in Europa League, so it's not like he's going to win the Europa League. You're in the Champions League. He's going to come across better managers because there are better managers than Mourinho in that competition. You know what I'm saying? I can name 2 right now. So
go on, name the 2.
Well, Klopp and Pep. Yeah. So you know, I can't see him winning. I can't see him.
You know what? That can be argued though. Better right now. But in terms of, there's no comparison.
They're better managers for me. And this is, we're seeing the change already now.
But I've always been a Jose fan though, so you can't say I've always been a Jose fan.
If we had this,
and when it comes to Jose's cup competitions.
If we had this conversation a month ago, there's no way you would have said that Jose's a better manager than Klopp.
No, I'm not saying that.
And Pep.
That's my opinion. You probably think different.
I'm just saying, no, I agree with you right now.
He's backing his manager now.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But I'm just saying, like, I can see him winning you guys a cup. Whether or not it'd be a league title, I highly doubt it. Like, that's me being real. He's up against better managers. Yeah. That's why I personally
the head-to-heads between Pep and Klopp. Sorry, not Pep. Jose and Klopp. Jose comes out on top, and you can check it. I even checked that myself. I don't know the Pep one.
Yeah, but that doesn't determine whether you're, because we're talking. Look, the fact is that you can peak as a player and then you drop off.
Yeah.
You can peak as a manager and you drop off. So for me, I think that Jose's best days are past him. We shall see. We shall see. But if we're talking about who's the better managers, had he not gone to Spurs and we was having this conversation, I really don't believe that you would say, or say it's argued that you can even argue that Pep and Klopp are better managers than him.
Yeah, you can argue because Jose CV has won more trophies.
Yeah, but CV's history, though.
Yeah, but CV is what you build off, isn't it? You can't say CV because that makes you determine who's good. But then really, you look at your previous, isn't it? Your most recent, and his most recent, he was not better than them. Yeah, but when it comes to head-to-heads, he's always had their number. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe that on a head-to-head thing, but overall, it's all about where you finish.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
What I'm saying? And he was at Man United for 3 years. They didn't win the league once.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'd say, like, yeah, it's a good appointment. I'd be happy if I was Spurs fans, because they ain't really had. He's probably one of the biggest managers they've
We've
had.
never had a proven manager like that come in.
Yeah, so it's all new.
Yeah.
And it's, good look for Spurs. But like I said, I wouldn't get too ahead of myself just yet. Just wait and see how it goes, because within like a year or so, you can start seeing certain things. And you know when he starts cracking up, when he start saying certain things in press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when it starts to. You get so you need to, if he starts coming at stuff like that in like a year or two, you need to think to yourself, whoa, like, that's how it always starts with Mourinho. He starts digging out certain players. The next thing you know, he's digging out the board. The next thing you know, he's falling out with this player. I mean, he fell out with Pogba. Pogba was Man United's main player. Like, he's known for falling out with people as well. So all of that, like, I'm not saying it's going to happen at Tottenham, but need to be wary about.
He comes with baggage, 100%.
What could happen with him, because it's happened at 2 clubs in the Premiership. The Doctor at Chelsea and Pogba.
It's like people forget about the Doctor, that whole situation. Yeah. But and I have to be real myself. When we signed Jose, I got gassed.
Yeah.
And I got gassed because you get to the point where you're desperate to win a league, and then Jose equals league titles. That's the way he was. Yeah. So for me now, Jose don't equal league. He still equals trophies. So I understand why Spurs are gassed. I understand it totally. I also understand the intent that's being shown by Spurs, because he's the second highest paid manager in world football now. So in the beginning, I thought, how does this work? Jose likes to spend, Levy doesn't. How does this work? But I'm thinking they must have come to some sort of common ground for Levy now to make him the second highest paid manager. There must be something in the waters there. So it shows great intent, man. It kind of segues onto another question that I want to ask you now, Jay. Is, has the power shift been activated?
Because they got Jose.
The power shift in North London, has that been activated?
Listen, it's quite funny because I was watching AFTV, and a lot of the guys on there are screaming for Poch to go to Arsenal, and they're showing that the guys down the road, as in Tottenham, they showed intent. They signed Jose. They paid an X amount of money. We're moaning about Emery being paid 6 million if he's sacked or whatever. They've sacked Poch when he's on 9 million or whatever a year, and then they bought in Jose. That's the intent. So for me as a Spurs fan, I'm excited. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but it does show intent. We've gotten a manager who obviously comes with a track record.
Has the power shift been activated?
I said that it was activated from a long time ago.
When you say activate, what do you mean by that? What does it consist of?
So for me, like, Spurs have a better squad.
Yeah.
You can argue, but I think a lot of people would say Spurs have a better squad.
Yeah.
They got a better stadium. They now have one of the world's top managers. So...
Okay, I'm going to answer your question. I want to ask you something first. So, if Man City had Pep Guardiola and hadn't won anything since, like, the whole time, would you say the power shift was activated in Manchester?
In when?
Since Man City became like the powerhouse, not the powerhouse, but like they had the owners, but they're getting all these players.
The power has shifted in Manchester though.
Why would you say shifted though? What's the main reason for it being shifted?
Because they've got everything. It's not just about trophies. You talk about the facilities as well. Like that's one thing that annoys me about Man United. I'm like, we are one of the world's biggest clubs in terms of revenue.
And richest,
yet we've got Man City over there that now have much better training facilities. There are if you're a player now and you have a choice, Man City or Man United, you're going to choose to go Man City. And for me, that kind of signifies a power shift in that sense. Okay. And the same thing now, if you're a player and you have a chance to go to Arsenal and Spurs, Emery or Jose, who are you going to pick? Jason Alexander.
Emery or Jose?
No. If you have a chance to play for either team at the moment, who are you picking?
And you can either play alongside Kane and Son, or Aubameyang and Poupé. Who are you picking?
Arsenal, come on.
See, I got you now. Checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate.
Why?
A player is not going to pick Arsenal now.
You asked me.
All right.
It's me.
So you,
I don't know about anyone else. I'm talking about me.
So you
yes,
pick
I'll choose Arsenal. Yes.
over Spurs.
Yes. So
you know why? Because he's had some stick for some Arsenal fans for not riding for his club.
No. I have no stick from no one.
So you would legitimately choose Emery, who you want out, over Jose?
If he's not going to last, bro, so I know someone who's going to come.
Yeah, but
so January transfer window's coming now, and you're a player and you have a chance to go to either club in January. Who are you picking out of Arsenal or Spurs?
Arsenal. Why are you laughing? I gave you an answer. What's so funny? What's so funny?
Man, don't want to say it on camera, no?
What, off camera? I say off camera. It's Arsenal, bro.
There's no way.
You can't tell me what I would choose. I just told you. How are you telling me there's no way I'd choose to go to Arsenal?
I don't believe you, man.
Why don't you believe
I don't, because you're an Arsenal fan. So what are you saying? I know you're a proper Arsenal fan as well, just like Jason. So if you're in January, you're a player, and you've got a chance, you're what's his name? The agent comes to you and says, "I've got two options: Arsenal or Spurs." Who are you going to?
It's Jose, innit? So it hurts, man. Yeah.
See?
Honesty.
So the energy, remember the Tottenham fan? Energy is now honesty.
That's it.
Honesty.
Man.
Honesty.
Yeah, I pick Arsenal anyway. Emery will be gone by January, so.
Yeah, but then you pick a team that hasn't got a manager.
We'll have a manager by January.
And could have anybody
No,
come
we'll
in.
have a manager by January.
Oh gosh, Jason, you killed me. You killed me.
That was a good question, to be fair.
It was a very good question, didn't it? Yeah, man. That's why I'm talking about the power shift, because I think that can kind of, it's not always about trophies, because if you're a player and as I said, Man United are now we're down the pecking order in terms of who players would want to go to. Players would rather go to Spurs than Man United. That's the reality, Jay. It's you don't have to be. You can just say it. Don't be scared.
Question, I gave you an answer. In terms of the facilities and whatnot, I mean, their facilities should be better. It's like they've built their facilities recently. It should be.
Jose, what did he say? He said how your facilities are like
the best in the world. He said, "I'm not being humble." He doesn't say.
You get me?
I know, but boy, Arsenal ain't got those facilities.
When Arsenal built theirs in 2006, was he not better than Tottenham's back then?
Yeah, it should.
There you go. So.
Yeah, but was it one of the best in the world though? No.
Well, it wasn't the best in the world.
Exactly.
It was up there.
This is the. Anyway, we digress. People, viewers, what are you lot saying, man? Do you lot think that it's a good appointment? I know we've probably all had our individual discussions about it, but let us know, man. Do you agree with us in the sense that I think we all agree now that it's a good appointment for Spurs? Do you think that Spurs can now win a trophy in the next couple of seasons? Do you think that Jose is going to be a success? And also, with what I was saying, the reasoning I was given, do you now think that the power shift has been activated, and that the shift of power, because that's what I mean by power shift, the shift of power, you've got the aura now is now back with Spurs with that signing of Jose, and the intent that they're showing. Let us know in the comments section below. So then, we'll move on to our next topic of discussion, which is Sheffield United. Now, for those that are new to watching this, I'm a United fan.
What United? Because
yeah,
because that's two. Just so that
I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Man United fan, and I haven't watched Sheffield United much this season. If I'm honest, there's only so much you can really take from Match of the Day and seeing goals and all of that. So I had a chance to really watch them today when they played Man United, because we record this late on a Sunday, and I have to say, man. I don't think they're pretenders. I don't think that they're going to fall away.
Mate, they shocked me, boy.
I picked them. They were one of my relegation
Same
players.
here, bro.
Because they didn't spend any money and I didn't know any of the players. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm looking at it now like...
They can ball, man.
Yeah.
It's their organisation is top notch.
Set up,
That manager there has got them... And he's promoted them twice, isn't
That's
it?
what I'm saying. Yeah.
And you know what it is as well, is I think where he's been with a lot of these players for so long, got them promoted, it goes back to what you're talking about in the believing in your manager.
Yeah.
They believe
Exactly.
it. If he talks,
they listen.
They're listening. And you can see the instructions are clear. They all know their jobs. Like, Man United struggled hard for 70
and
minutes
he's
in that
making
game.
players. I mean, Mousse at Bournemouth was atrocious. He was a joke. Today...
He gave us
he
problems.
was...
He scored in the
He scored, and he was influential in the first
It just
goal.
goes to show.
Don't get me wrong, we had Phil Jones playing, and Phil Jones is just one of the worst footballers.
Oh,
on
he
the
got
planet.
bodied. I saw...
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot, man. Because he's 27 or 26, whatever he is. He's an experienced. He's been in the United. Kick the ball out.
Yeah.
When you watch it, if you haven't seen it, just try and... Anyway, I'm moving on from Phil Jones. This is about Sheffield United. I'm not going to waste my energy. So, guys, let me know what your thoughts on them are. Do you think that they can make top 6 this season?
I think that's a bit too much. Top 8 or 9 possibly. I do think it will catch up to them at some point because he doesn't really rotate a squad. He does pick the same guys over and over and over.
But it's not like they've got Europe or anything.
No, I don't think they can make top 6.
No?
Nah,
Jay?
I don't think so.
I reckon they'll probably just miss out. Probably just miss out on the top 6. I think that absolutely. I reckon it will catch up with them.
Yeah,
this season.
I don't think they've got... To be in the top 6, you've got to have a certified goal scorer.
Yeah.
They ain't got that.
They'll definitely finish, I reckon, top half.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking 8th to 10th.
Yeah,
that's one of their problems, isn't it? Is that they don't score enough goals.
Exactly.
They don't actually even get enough shots off.
No, I know. They do. They're very well set, very well drilled. They don't concede a lot of goals. I mean, I think they conceded 9 before today's game. I know you got 3 today, so obviously that's quite big considering they'd only conceded 9 before. But yeah, it's I think that would be a stretch. But they are a very good team. Don't get me wrong. They play team football. And there's no point having a million individuals. Fulham have done that, gone down. QPR did it many years ago and gone down. They've got a system. They buy players in that system, and they play good football. And obviously, they follow the manager's instructions. So, yeah, I'm rating them highly. I'm very surprised. Like I said, if you rewind it, I said they were going down, and now I'm looking a bit foolish. You know what I mean? I'm looking a bit.
I don't think it's even foolish. I think especially us being on here, we're going to make predictions. And a new team coming into the Premier League, a lot of them, it was always people's pick to go down.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And especially because they didn't buy no names.
Yeah, that's what. So you can only make a prediction on what you see. Do you know what I mean? And that's why my prediction is I'm going to go against the grain here and say that I do feel that they can make top 6 because I watched us today, and I thought if I didn't know, I would have thought that Man United were the team that's just come up from the Championship. Like the start, the contrasting styles. Now, don't get me wrong, they were at home. It may be different when they come to Old Trafford.
Also, I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice. How many key players do you have out right now? But that makes a difference, man.
But they showed as well the amount of players that they've had that's played in Championship, played in League One, and all of that. Yeah. And in Man United, so there's only we can talk about injuries, we can talk about key people, but the team should still be enough to be playing better football and doing better.
I hear that.
And then you can see a clear difference there of the style. Like when I say we were struggling, they cut off all the passing lines. And I was speaking to Liam as well, and he said it's interesting I say that, like, we were struggling to feed the ball into our attackers. They cut it off at source, and he said that they did the same thing to you guys when you played.
Yeah, we should have lost that game if it wasn't for a ludicrous VAR decision that obviously went in our favour. We got away with one there, man, because they were all over us.
They beat you lot, innit, Jay? And did you watch that game or?
Yeah. Really hard for us, man.
Yeah. They know how to stay drilled, and they know, like you said, they cut off the supply.
They cut off the supply, man. So and then they got Lundstrom as well, who is techie, by the way.
I must admit, they showed, well, I'm not sure they showed the inexperience, but when you got your goal, they were rocking.
Yeah.
They were rocking.
Look, we had a spell there where we could have put them to the sword, and we could have been out of sight. It could easily have been 4-2 at certain points when we got in front, but they still bounced back, and they got a draw. And I think it's these key things that I'm looking at, in the sense that even your Liverpools are going there and are struggling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, that form could drop. They're gonna have a bad patch,
of course,
and it's how do they bounce back from that. But I legit don't see Man United finishing in the top 6 anymore. So where you have that top 6 teams, I feel Man United aren't finishing in there. And then your Arsenals, unless you change your manager, because I don't see us changing our manager. That's another.
You think so? You think you're staying with Ole?
Yeah. I've said it a number of times now. I don't believe Ole will be sacked before the end of the season. So. Whereas with Arsenal, I reckon you probably will make a change. So it depends on what happens with Arsenal then. But I legit think that Sheffield United are a really good team, man.
Chris Wilder's a very good manager as well. I rate him.
Yeah.
I think he's installing a belief in the players, and they're listening to him as well. And he's got because you see all these managers come in, like, no disrespect to you, Jay, and Arsenal, not trying to throw shade, but
the shade, man.
Emery came in. No, I'm just trying to actually make a point. But Emery came in with a strong CV, was well respected around Europe, managed at big clubs, but there was no vision. There's no direction. Wilder has a vision and direction, and that makes a big difference. So, the players know what they're doing when they're stepping out. And you keep hearing Arsenal fans saying, and even pundits, Arsenal players don't look like they know what they're doing. So, like, this guy has a vision. He sets his players up. They know where they're going, where they're meant to be. And, he's looking decent.
I think systems in football, organisation, basically what Jose built his name on.
Yeah.
Because you would always talk about a Jose team being well drilled, well disciplined, well organised, and I think that's what you need to be. And I think they are. I was really impressed with Sheffield United today, even though they ended up drawing 3-3 and letting us letting a 2-0 lead slip. I was really impressed with them, man. And we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think that Sheffield United can maintain this great form that they're in? And finish top 6, or do you think it's just a little bit like what Pat's saying? It's a little bit too much for them, and what Jay was saying as well, that they will fall and probably top 8.
I think they're good for 8 to 10.
Let us know in the comments section below. All right, but yeah, so we'll move on to the last part of the show, guys. So this part of the show is going to be new. We kind of touched on it last week when we discussed, or the last episode rather, when we discussed Aubameyang
versus Kane.
Kane. So we're gonna do that every week, and it's just basically gonna be like, who would you sign?
Okay.
So, who would you sign if you had the choice out of Mane or Sterling? Who would you take out of those two? Let me ask Jason first. Who would you take? Who would you sign?
Sterling,
and why?
I think he's just most improved. He scores a lot of goals. Not that Mane doesn't, but Sterling still scores a lot of goals. Man, I just prefer him.
You prefer Sterling over Mane?
Yeah.
You think you get more? If you had the chance, you think you'd get more out of Sterling than Mane?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm going Sterling as well.
You're going Sterling as well?
Like, Mane is a killer, don't get me wrong. Mane is scary. Like, every time I play every time Tottenham play Liverpool, I'm always scared of Mane. For me, he's their biggest threat. I know Firmino is the one that gels them and sews them together, but Mane is just so dangerous and so quick. But also, every time we play City, I'm scared of Sterling. And I think Sterling, the biggest thing before about Sterling was his decision making and his finishing. Both were really poor. He would always get himself into top positions and fluff his lines. When he was connecting with the ball, he was scuffing it. It was going all over the place. Yeah. The guy's changed that. Like, last year, this year, his numbers are phenomenal. Europe, Premier League, for England. The guy's just killing it.
And he's coaching.
Yeah, and he's always in the right place at the right time.
Is Sterling really doing it for England though?
Yeah. His numbers are up there. Yeah. Trust me. His numbers are up there. Goals and assists, he's up there with the best of them.
Is it? I'm gonna need to check that out. I don't.
No doubt, he is. And the guy, his movement is phenomenal. The way he even times his runs, where he's like waiting and he times it and he's just getting in at the right time, that's not by luck. He's not tapping all those goals in by luck. He's not finishing all of those chances by luck. Yeah, exactly. Well, that should have been. How is that not a goal? You know, he's offside by a millimetre or whatever.
He wasn't even in the game yesterday.
But he's there.
You get me?
The guy's phenomenal, to be honest.
Yeah,
Sterling. All day long.
I'm going Mane, boy.
I knew
I'm going Mane, boy. I'm going Mane. For me, like, I like players that work hard and not work hard, that improve. Like, that's why I love Cristiano Ronaldo so much. You see, from where he was to where he is now, I just love that growth in a person. So I love Sterling for how he has improved and worked on his game and all of the stuff that you talked about with regards to the finishing and the decision making, and he's just grown, and as a person as well, in the way he tackles the media, and even when with the whole England situation, and he come out afterwards. You know, I dig Sterling. Do you know what I mean? But I can't let that cloud my footballing brain, man, because Mane, if you're talking about the two, Mane is a better footballer than Raheem Sterling, in my opinion. Like, you see that when it was against Southampton the other day, when Mane crossed the ball with his left foot to Robertson and they got the goal back, they got the equaliser then. And then final minutes, he's getting the goal with a header. Those two instances, I think if you're Raheem Sterling, you have not got that left foot clip pass to the back post in your locker. If you're Raheem Sterling,
I've seen
you have not got the left foot. I'm not talking about right foot. Left foot clipped ball to the back post in your locker. If you're Raheem Sterling, you haven't got that in your locker.
I've even seen Sterling score headers. I've seen Sterling,
and for me, you haven't got that header that he scored as well in your locker. And Mane scores all types of goals, man.
And so does Sterling.
What about Sterling's, like last season, all these injury time either winners for Man City?
Man's chipping them keeper, man's finishing from...
I didn't say that he is not a good player, so calm down, boy. Calm down.
But you're saying that...
But I'm talking about certain attributes, for me, Mane has over Sterling. And I'm talking about technical ability. You still see when Sterling is running sometimes, he's still a little bit erratic in the way he runs with the ball. He is not techie in that sense. Do you know what I mean? And we're going on like Mane's numbers aren't phenomenal as well. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's Mane over Sterling. Okay. If I had a chance, a Mane type of player, I think I can get more from him than I would Sterling. I think Sterling, I personally feel, is the pep factor. And I fear for Sterling when he's not under Pep anymore, how he then does, because he's I'm not saying he's gonna drop off, but I'm curious to see how he then transitions to the next manager and the new style and how that all works.
I think the same could apply to Mane then as well.
No, but for me, Mane was a top guy even at Southampton. You could see he was techie. Do you know what I mean? This is why.
Yeah, Mane scored the quickest ever hat trick when he's at Southampton.
You know what I mean? He's quick, he's tenacious, and this is what I'm talking about. For me, I'm always a player that loves right foot, and a player that can use their right and their left foot. And for me, Sterling.
At Southampton, Pochettino, and then it was Koeman as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ronald was there. I don't know. I can't remember who was there when Mane.
Koeman. Yeah, I think it was Koeman because Koeman tweeted something about just started up and no one's come to. Yeah, it was Koeman. I believe so. I hope I'm right, but I think it was.
Yeah, man. So. That's what I said. Cause one thing I've realised as well is, you see, when we look at football, we look at football through how we see the game in terms of what type of player we like. We all like different things on a football field, innit?
Yeah.
Like the reason Jason is more like a Sterling type of player. That's why he likes Sterling.
You said he's not
a techie baller. Jason is not a man that's gonna do a left foot clip to the back post. You know what I mean? Bro, you can't use both your feet, bro. You can't use
both my feet.
So this is what I'm saying. Whereas you see me, I love them man, I love them man that do them spray. Like I love a Beckham and a Scholes because them man are techie. And Mane, that's the way I like to see, because I was a techie baller myself. You get me? Left foot, right foot. You know what I mean?
How did you get top assists in my previous teams? I used to play football.
Yeah, but Sterling does as well. I'm not saying that you will. I didn't say you can't ball. I didn't say that, did I? I said that you're a Sterling type of baller. That's what I'm saying.
You said I can't cross my left foot.
You can't cross with your left foot, bro. You can't spray the ball with your left foot. We've actually been on the pitch and did the little drills and the ball would go over there and into
What pitch was that?
When we was doing the five-a-side thing with the kids the other in the summer. You know, when we were spraying the ball with each other, and because I had to start using my left foot because obviously I snapped the Achilles in it, so the right foot's out of action. And even then I'm just like, pull me that foot. I'm like,
bro, what am I gonna use my left foot for?
Jason, you can't use it.
There's kids running around, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you should be able to control the ball, innit?
I did control.
But with Mane is a sick ball. You know what? That is a serious question because I'm even thinking about it now and questioning my decision.
Yeah.
But
the points I'm making are valid, innit?
It is a sick question because they are two of the top wingers.
Yeah.
Not even in the Premier League, in world football.
In world football, yeah, man.
So it's sick.
I'm not taking anything away from Raheem Sterling, by the way. When I'm saying Mane
delivered in the Champions League final against us in a final, not just any game, a Champions League final. Mane was one of the best players on the pitch, and I don't think neither team played that great because we had like a 2-week break and it kind of messed with the rhythm of everything. But Mane was instrumental in them winning.
Not just the final. On the run up, in those games.
The reason why I said finals because it's a final.
Oh, yeah,
that's
of course.
Where you're talking
Champions
about.
League.
That's where you're talking about world class players becoming.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean?
I hear that.
Like Kanes and your Sons and your Ericssons, they went missing. So Mane was the difference in that game. So
I hear that. I hear that, man.
It's a tough one because I'm even starting to think I'm going to stick with Sterling, but it's.
Well, people, let us know what you think, man. Mane or Sterling, who are you signing?
Question.
If you have the chance to sign either player, who would you pick out of those two? And let us know in the comments section below. I'm also going to post this on the IG as well during the week, so you can get your comments in there as well. But let us know, man. And that basically concludes this week's podcast, and we're back again, man. It feels good. We've been away for a little bit. Back now, you're gonna get that consistent content coming out through your speakers and your visuals on your phone and all of that. So yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed it.
And before we go, I'd like to do our little send off. The like, follow, share, subscribe. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Like, follow, share, subscribe.
What?
Like, follow, share, subscribe. Yeah, people. Like it, follow us, share it, and subscribe. So
yeah, man. And if you haven't, as he's saying, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it. And if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button as well, man. But that's basically it. We're gonna be back again next week. I'm Semps.
I'm Patrick Tyrant.
I'm Jason.
And we are the team from Everyone's a Pundit. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again next week. Bless.
Let's go.